Modern Speed bring you another video, and yes, I've returned, and you know what time it is when I return. You know it's playoff time. I got the jersey on. I got the DeRozan jersey, and yes, I know I've been critical of DeRozan, but honestly, with the way he's been playing this year, mad love, mad respect. Anyways, I'm making this video just to, give my predictions on the first round, going through the 8 matchups that are going to be going down, the 4 in the East, the 4 in the West, and we're going to start that off right now. So let's get on with it. We're going to start in the Eastern Conference, and we got to start off with the team I'm repping, the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors and Wizards. And quite frankly, I got to give it to the Raptors. The Raptors got a lot to prove here. There's a lot of doubters. They finished first. They finished with their best record. And honestly, the Raptors are hungry right now. And they know that they got to come out and they got to win this game because everyone's expecting them to lose game 1 because that's what they do. But honestly, I think the Raptors come out hot and they're going to win that first game. And I think they're going to take this series. Now, I know the Wizards, they're talking big. They're saying that they're happy that they got the Raptors and they didn't get some other team in the East. But honestly speaking, I think they got to be scared right now. The Raptors are hungry. I think the Raptors take this in 5. I do think the Wizards take 1. They do got John Wall. They do got Bradley Beal. And these guys can go off. But honestly, the Raptors got this. Raptors in 5. Next series, Celtics and Bucks. And I think this is the one series that in the East that I want to watch right now. You got the Celtics, a young team coming up with Brad Stevens, and then you got the Bucks watching Giannis, grow into that superstar, that potentially in the future, that MVP type player. And I think this is going to be a very good matchup. I like both these teams. It's unfortunate that Kyrie got injured. It would have been very interesting to see him playing, but it's unfortunate. But I think the Celtics got enough firepower on that team to take on the Bucks. I do think this one goes the distance, though. I think the Celtics take this in 7. Now, note the next series, Philly versus the Heat. Now, let's be honest, folks. Philly's coming in hot. They're coming in real hot, and I don't think Miami Heat can cool them off. And quite frankly, they might do the opposite. They might heat this team up a bit more. But in all seriousness, Philly, I think, has this. They're coming in hot. They have a 16-game winning streak, and they were doing this without Joel Embiid for the most part because he did get injured with that injury to his face. I think Philly takes this, with Ben Simmons. Once Embiid comes back, he's not playing in game 1, but once he comes back, this team's going to be pretty good. And Markelle Fultz, he's been doing quite well himself as well. The Heat, they got some pieces, but I think Philly has the depth. I think Philly takes this. I actually think they sweep the series. I think Philly takes this in 4, and that's my prediction there. And next, the last matchup, and it's kind of funny to say the Cavs, the 4th seed versus the 5th seed, the Cavs versus the Pacers. This series, I think is kind of obvious. I think the Cavs take this, but I do think the Pacers here are going to come in and try to prove something. I do think the Pacers take a game or 2. I actually think they take 2 games from the Cavs. I think they're going to push, and I think the Pacers are going to come out hungry and say, you know what, we're here. You might be a top-tier team. People have you as the favorites to still win, even though you're the 4th seeds, but you know what? You're the 4th seed. We're the 5th seed. We're close by. We're going to make sure that we're heard. And I think they steal 2 games. I think the Cavs still win this. LeBron's been playing quite well. He was averaging a triple-double, close to the end of the season. If not, he was. But, LeBron James has been playing some phenomenal ball. So, honestly speaking, I got to give it to the Cavs. But the Pacers will push them. The Cavs in 6. Now we're going to turn to the Western Conference, the tight conference. It felt like a playoff series ending at the end of that end of the season. A lot of those teams were tight. But let's get on with it. We're going to start off with the Rockets in Minnesota. I don't think this is much of a matchup. I'm not actually looking too forward to this series, but Minnesota hasn't been in the playoffs for a while, and the Rockets are hungry. So you got 2 different teams. You got a young team that's pretty much seen the playoffs for the first time, and you got the Rockets who really want to prove something. They want to win that ring. I think Minnesota, they're going to be a bit shell-shocked at the beginning, but, I think they might be able to take a game from this Rockets team. This Rockets team is all offense. So if you can slow them down a bit, you can take a game. So I think Minnesota takes one, but honestly, the Rockets are going to take this. I see the Rockets taking this in 5. Now, Golden State versus San Antonio. It's kind of weird to see San Antonio as a 7th seed, but at least they're in the playoffs. Now, Golden State, they're a bit, they've been battling some injuries. Kevin Durant was injured with it. Klay Thompson was injured. Draymond's injured, and it doesn't appear like Steph Curry's going to be playing in the first round. So, and even with that, I don't see San Antonio being much of a matchup for this team. Golden State's just too powerful. Kevin Durant's back, Klay Thompson's back, and Draymond's back, and they're looking pretty good. So I think Golden State takes this. Now, do I think San Antonio is going to steal a game? Of course, it's San Antonio. They're able to do amazing things because they got Greg Popovich, and I think San Antonio takes 2 games. It's unfortunate they don't have Kawhi, and it doesn't look like he's going to come back, but I think they got enough to do what they got to do to steal 2 games from Golden State. So honestly, at the end of the day, Golden State's going to take this in 6. Next, this is the series that I want to watch. Portland versus the New Orleans Pelicans. I like this matchup. You got Dame versus Anthony Davis. It's going to be pretty amazing. And even though Portland is the 3rd seed here and New Orleans is the 6th, honestly, I think these teams, are on an equal playing field here with how tight the Western Conference ended up. So, I think this one's a coin flip at this point. And quite frankly, I kind of like New Orleans in this position. I think Anthony Davis is hungry and he wants to, move on in the playoffs. He really wants this. And I know Dame wants this too. I know it's Dame time, but I don't know. I just got this feeling that New Orleans is going to take this. So, looking at this series, I got to go with New Orleans. I'm going to say in 7. I think this is going to go all the way. I think this is the series to watch in the Western Conference. I'm really looking forward for this one, but I'm going to say New Orleans in 7 games. And last but not least, you got OKC versus the Jazz. This is another good series. I don't think it's going to match up to Portland and New Orleans, but this is another good one to watch. This one's a bit hard. But I think I gotta go with the Jazz. I really like how they're playing, and with Gobert, when Gobert got injured, so they kind of struggled a bit. But once Gobert came back, they were one of the top teams in the league. I gotta go with the Jazz on this one, and I think this will be another tight series, but I don't think this is gonna go all the way. I think the Jazz take this in 6. I know Westbrook is probably gonna go out there trying to prove something. Same with Paul George, same with Carmelo. Carmelo's hungry. He's back in the playoffs. I'm happy for him, but the Jazz just, they just look like a more complete team. They just look like a more complete unit, and I think that's going to be the difference maker here. That they're just a more complete team. So I think this could be a good series to watch as well. But I gotta go with the Jazz in 6. But anyways, that's my predictions, folks. Leave your comment down below. I'm going to be, before the first games start off, which is going to be tomorrow, or today, depending on when this video comes out, it's going to be hype. I'm excited for the playoffs, and I hope you are as well. You're going to be seeing some videos from me, and I'm going to try to have a video once a week. So that's my game plan. I'm just going to try to keep on top of it, and I'm going to try to keep you folks entertained. But anyways, please leave me a comment. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about these series. Tell me which series you are most hyped about. And if you like this video, subscribe and ring that bell. Just do that and help me out. So anyways, folks, I'm signing off. It's your boy Modern Speed signing off. Raptors. Let's go, folks. Yeah.